Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today I'm going to be going over the 10 most helpful things that you can buy in Grand Theft Auto Online. Now, some of the things on this list are just going to make life easier. Some things are going to allow you to get around a little bit quicker. Some things are just generally good to have for all players, no matter what you like to do. So I've got some really good tips for you guys. I got some really good things to buy. If you guys enjoyed the video, a like is of course appreciated. Let's shoot for 5,000 likes on this video. Of course, if you don't enjoy the video, feel free to dislike. Subscribe to my channel if you guys are new and you like my content. I'm going for 300k this year, so if you want to help me get there, hit that subscribe button. Anyway guys, let's go ahead and get into it, starting off with number 10. Coming in at number 10, we have the agency. Now the agency goes for $2,010,000 for the cheapest Little Soul agency, or $2,830,000 for the most expensive agency. Now you are going to need some upgrades as well, but the agency is one of the very best businesses that you can buy in Grand Theft Auto Online. It gives players access to great ways to earn money, as well as extremely useful but underutilized features overall. There are 4 main ways to make money with the agency business. The first is the contract, which pays $1 million upon completion, which is pretty darn good. We also have payphone hits, of course, that pay about $45,000, and they're relatively easy and you can do them every 10 minutes now. As well as security contracts. Now these range from about 30 grand to 80 grand depending on the contract that you do, and then the amount of security contracts that you've completed directly corresponds to how much money you will get passively in your agency safe every 48 minutes of real time or every in-game day in Grand Theft Auto Online. And this maxes out at 201 contracts completed, which is equivalent to give you $20,000 every in-game day, which is pretty darn good. Now, obviously the money methods with the agency are pretty awesome. However, there are some more underused features that are found within the agency business. The first of which is the SUV service, which will allow players to fast travel to various points around the map, mostly larger and more mainstay locations like Grapeseed, Paleto Bay, as well as LSIA, and a few other areas like that. I've never really seen anybody talk about this feature, but I think this is really good because even if you're driving to somewhere near Grapeseed, you can use the SUV service to get to Grapeseed. It plays this little cutscene and you'll just end up there, or Paleto Bay for that matter. Then when you get there, you simply call one of your cars and then just drive down the road to wherever you need to go. But you're already a lot closer than you were when you first started. So this feature is super useful in my opinion. Now when you're upgrading the agency, you also get access to purchase the agency armory. Now this grants you access to exclusive weapons like the compact EMP launcher, as well as things like the stun gun, for example, which are quite useful for the new bail enforcement business, I will say as well. Now the best part of the agency armory though is the discount that you get with it that will go towards buying weapons as well as ammunition. Now from what I've seen, it can get as good as about 18% on discounts, but I believe it starts at 5% and it scales with the amount of commendations you get from people that you have played with. Pretty cool. But it does require you to get some, people to commend you and stuff like that. But at least you get 5% off with the agency armory. Now, the agency armory kind of operates like your very own ammunition, but it's inside one of your businesses and you can go to it whenever you want. The only thing that it doesn't have is a Mark II weapon workshop, but you can go to the Freak Shop for that and use theirs for free. So it doesn't really matter. Now, the agency also grants access to the agency vehicle workshop where you can put Imani tech upgrades on cars, allowing for missile lock-on jammers as well as remote control devices on Imani tech capable vehicles. So this is super good, and overall the agency is a very helpful business to have in GTA Online. It grants you access to so many great features, and I truly think it is one of the very best businesses in the entire game. Next up at number 9, we have the Kasatka submarine, coming in as cheap as $2,200,000 to $9 million fully upgraded. The Kasatka has many useful features that become available by owning it. Now, obviously everybody knows about the Cayo Perico heist, which is the best money per hour activity that you can do in GTA Online. However, it has some additional features that make it truly helpful to have. One of those main features is, of course, the Sparrow helicopter, which I'm sure many of you guys are fully aware of. It can be bought for $1,815,000 and upgraded to have fully spammable homing missiles as well as machine guns if you don't want the homing missiles. The best feature about this vehicle though is that it can be spawned in through the vehicle services menu under the Kasatka tab, and it will spawn very close to you very quickly. This means you have access to an extremely quick and relatively dangerous helicopter in only a matter of seconds, but beyond this, the Kasatka also grants you access to be able to fast travel around the map. Kind of similar to the agency, it has set locations that you can teleport to, and it will show you where you're going to be teleporting on the map. Now, once you've completed the Madrazo Files heist, the cost to do this will be reduced from $10,000 per time to only $2,000 per time, which is super useful. This can be very useful if you need to get up to Polito Bay, Mount Gordeau, stuff like that. For example, you can get back into the Kasaka, quickly get in the Sparrow, and fly off from wherever you need. So this is almost a better version of the agency vehicle service, except for getting to locations like Grapeseed and stuff like that, which is why I included the agency SUV service on this list. But the Kasaka is no doubt very, very useful, and it is definitely something that I would recommend looking into. Next up at number 8, we have the Cargo Bob, coming in at $1,790,000. This thing is really useful to just haul vehicles or anything heavy that you need to haul across the map. It's way easier and way faster than driving. I think you could actually outpace the Cargo Bob with an HSW vehicle, but beyond that, you're not really going to outpace this thing. And you can go as the crow flies, so just straight to your location. You're not going to have to follow roads at all. The Cargo Bob is really useful, in particular to haul the ammunition deliveries to their drop-off points. You can also use this for the CEO export mixed goods missions as well, and you can use it for certain vehicle cargo missions on top of that. And then if you just need to get a car down to the docks, for example, like an exotic exports vehicle or something like that, you can use the Cargo Bob for those type of things as well. Overall, it's a super good investment to make. I think it's totally worth like the $1,800,000. Now that is with the trade price. If you don't have the trade price, I believe it's more like 2.2. But no matter what, I think the Cargo Bob is a staple of GTA Online, and I think it is super worth owning. Next up at number 7, we have the Terrorbyte, coming in at $1,375,000. Now there are upgrades obviously associated with that to be able to unlock the full potential of the vehicle, and you will need to own a nightclub in order to purchase it and store it. Now, the Terabyte is useful in many, many ways. First of all, you get access to Terabyte missions, which pay roughly 25 to 30k per mission and only take a few short minutes. The Terabyte is also the second most armored vehicle in the entire game, making it relatively good in PvP scenarios, at least in terms of defense, and it also houses and gives the ability to upgrade the Oppressor Mark II, which is pretty cool. But beyond that, it also allows you to source crates for CEO cargo warehouses in particular, as well as, source supplies and stuff like that for various other businesses. But with the CEO cargo warehouses, it is particularly useful because it does not have the new missions updated that were added with the Criminal Enterprises DLC that are absolutely awful. The ones that take like half an hour to get 1 to 3 crates. It's insane, those new missions. But if you're going to be grinding CEO cargo in particular, the Terabyte is an absolutely essential vehicle to have. And the other really good thing about it is that you can park it between warehouses so that you can go to it very, very quickly because it's mobile, obviously. And you can source crates for the other 2 warehouses that are on cooldown. And then if you get a second one on cooldown, you can source for the 3rd warehouse and just swap in and out like that. If you want to know more about this, I do have a full CEO cargo guide on my channel, and I will link that in the description down below, so check that out if you're interested. Next up at number 6, we have remote control devices on vehicles. These allow you to disappear entirely from the map at the location where you enter into the RC mode with your vehicle through the interaction menu. This also doubles as a way to get back at any players that you are fighting in online, because if you shoot them or run them over with the remote control vehicle, it counts as a kill, whereas when they blow up the remote control vehicle, it does not count as a kill. You just go back into the game right where you initially entered RC mode when your RC vehicle is destroyed. You can also self-destruct your RC vehicle as well, which is kind of useful. And this is of course upgraded through the agency vehicle workshop that we talked about a little while ago on this list. Overall, remote control vehicles are super useful. They can get you out of a tough spot. If you're getting griefed, you can even spawn one of these in and drive away, and hopefully they'll follow the car, and then when you exit the RC mode, you'll come back right where you entered it. So this is super useful, guys. I would definitely recommend getting at least one remote control vehicle and making sure that you know what it is, so when you call it, you know what you're getting into. Next up at number 5, we have one of the best purchases that you can ever make, and that is the Up and Atomizer. Goes for $399,000, and this will help you more than you would ever think that it could. If you get stuck while in a sale mission, if you get stuck while sourcing vehicle cargo, if you get stuck in a resupply mission, the Atomizer can and most of the time will get you out of your stuck position. And I found the most use for it with the Nightclub Pounder custom sale mission because of just how huge that vehicle is, and the chance of getting caught on trees or the chance of getting high centered is just so high with that vehicle in particular that I think the Up and Atomizer truly is a godsend to have, especially for those those nightclub sale missions. But even for MC sales with the delivery vans or trash trucks, for example, I think the Up and Atomizer is definitely a really good one to have. I would definitely recommend picking up this weapon. The next helpful thing that you can buy in GTA Online comes in the form of buying your large CEO cargo warehouses in the correct spots, because believe it or not, where you actually buy these things is super important for how efficiently you can fill up CEO cargo. Now, what I would recommend to do is to buy the large CEO cargo warehouses that go along the right-hand side of the map, all throughout the industrial area. Lining these up like this, for example, will allow you to go to all of them and visit your workers that are inside them to not only passively source supplies, but it also allows for quick transfers between selling all of them when you're selling CEO cargo. And it also allows you to utilize the terabyte super effectively for sourcing missions, because you can park it in between 2 or 3 of the warehouses that you can get to super quick. I would definitely recommend buying large CEO cargo warehouses if you don't have them, and organizing them in such a fashion where they're really, really close together, as close as they possibly can be, because I think that it makes it way more efficient when you are sourcing cargo, whether it's passively or doing it actively through something like the terabyte or even the CEO office, although I don't recommend using the office for CEO cargo. Again, I do have a guide in the description down below, so I will just plug that one more time. Next up at number 3, we have the arcade, but most importantly, the master control terminal that is found within the arcade. The most expensive arcade goes for $2,530,000, so you can get one for way cheaper than that as well. The arcade business itself can generate you about $5,000 every in-game day once you place all the machines down within your arcade. Now, this doesn't seem like much, but over time it does add up. But if you visit the office computer within the arcade, you can upgrade your arcade to have something called the Master Control Terminal. This will allow you to access all your businesses from one singular location on the map, which is super, super sick. You can go here and you can purchase supplies for your businesses, so you don't have to go individually out to your bunker, for example, then out to your coke, then out to weed, then out to counterfeit, then to your document forgery office, and then go all the way to your hangar, and then you can just do it all from the Master Control Terminal. You can check the status of all your businesses from this location. This is a super useful upgrade to have overall, and I definitely recommend it, and I don't really see people using this as often as they probably should. It's super unique. It's one of the only things of its kind in GTA Online that are like just overall so helpful, and the upgrade itself only costs $1,740,000. So it's about $2 million, but the amount of time this will save you is kind of insane. At number 2, we have the Auto Shop, coming in at $1,670,000 at the cheapest auto shop location to $1,920,000 at the most expensive auto shop location. Now, the auto shop is a great business to own in terms of making money, but it also offers some great features that can save you money in the future and help you progress further in GTA Online a little bit faster. The auto shop has a few money earning methods included with it, like auto shop contracts, which are the best way to make money with it. These will pay from about $160,000 up to $300,000 per contract, which is pretty insane. They also have customer deliveries, which you can customize customers' specifications to their cars and then deliver them yourself, or you can hire staff members and let them go and deliver the cars for you. And finally, you can also access the exotic export lists. These cars will pop up around the map nearby to you, marked by a blue dot, and you can deliver them to the docks for about $20,000 a piece, which is pretty crazy. But the best thing about the auto shop are the customer delivery cars. Now, these are purchasable by the player, and a lot of the vehicles that come through aren't regularly purchasable anymore. A lot of them are the removed vehicles that Rockstar took out of the game in summer of 2023. So this is pretty cool. But the other huge benefit of the auto shop is that you get a 10% discount on all vehicle upgrades if you upgrade your vehicles there, which is pretty crazy. Now, over time, and the more vehicles you buy and upgrade at the auto shop, the more money you will save, and over time this will save you an absolute ton of money. That's for sure. The auto shop is definitely a good business to have overall, and it's definitely one that I recommend. And finally, at number 1, we have office or bedroom or accommodations within properties. Now, purchasing these upgrades within your properties will allow you to swap sessions to get to all of your different business locations super fast, as well as properties. It's also awesome because you can really quickly change your spawn location and go and resupply businesses using this method as well, which almost outdoes the master control terminal and some of the other things we've talked about on this list, like fast traveling through the agency SUV service or through the Kasatka fast travel service. This is a super quick way to get around, and it's really good for emptying safes like the nightclub, the agency, the arcade, for example. All of those can be emptied super quickly using this method. You'll simply spawn in at, say, your agency, go and collect your save money, then quickly go to the preferences in your interaction menu, switch your spawn location to, say, the nightclub, change sessions, go back into an invite-only session. You'll load in super quick. Once you're in the session, go and empty the safe. Do the same thing for the arcade. Rinse and repeat this, and you can also use this to get around the map super quickly, because say you have a property up in Paleto Bay, you can change your spawn location and then switch sessions. Now obviously this isn't going to work all the time, which is why I included some of those other methods on this list, because sometimes you're going to have to stay in the same session that you're in. You're not going to be able to switch because maybe you have friends with you, whatever the reason may be. But if you are playing as a solo player, this is easily the best and quickest way to get around in GTA Online. I wouldn't doubt it if Rockstar patches this eventually, but at the same time, I don't really know how they would. But definitely make sure you guys are doing this and purchasing those accommodations in all of your properties, because you cannot, and I mean you cannot, get around quicker than by doing this. It's crazy, it's super useful, you guys should definitely try it out. Anyway guys, there you have it. Those are the 10 most helpful things that you can buy in Grand Theft Auto Online. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, a like is of course appreciated, if not dislike, as I said at the start of the video. Consider subscribing to my channel if you guys are new and you want to see more helpful content like this, as well as many other types of content as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment a 7 if you made it to the end of the video, and let me know also if you know of any other really helpful things that you can buy in GTA Online. And if I see something really helpful in the comment section down below, I will actually pin your comment, because I'm here trying to help people. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care. Peace.